This is the way a Lake of the Ozarks interview should happen every time on a boat. I got my boy Ramsey Stewart here. Ramsey, you're an OG. You're a local, kinda.
Yes,
I mean,
kinda.
I consider Lebanon local. So you are from Lebanon, Missouri. You're a real estate agent with Real Broker down here at the lake and in Lebanon, right? I guess both places.
Lebanon and the lake, yeah.
We're on your boat. We are here at roughly the 34-mile marker. So we just pulled out of his dock. We're heading over to do another interview where that one probably has already been posted because we're promoting a new RV park. But
38 special, yeah.
this is about you, my friend. This is about you. And so tell us about yourself, man. You're born and raised Lebanon, Missouri.
Yeah, well, not born, but raised. First and foremost, I'm a dad. And shout out to my wife and my girls for this dad shirt that I bought one, and now they buy me all sorts of dad shirts. I got this for my anniversary last week. But yeah, born and raised. I graduated from Lebanon. And right after college, I started working for Budweiser. And actually, I worked for Budweiser in high school. So we had a lake place growing up and always wanted to get back down here however we could, and figured it out pre-COVID with my brother. But yeah, always been in businesses that have kind of featured and centered around Lake of the Ozarks. And so we know it from mile marker 0 at the dam to I've been as far up as we just did a ride to Warsaw after Labor Day, which was really cool. So yeah, pretty familiar with the lake, and it's a second home / real home. So yeah.
So Lebanon, for those of you who don't know, Lebanon is straight out Highway 5 from
South.
Camdenton, south. Also right off of Highway 44,
Yep.
almost as if you're on your way. If you're coming from St. Louis, you're on your way to Springfield, for example.
Hour from Springfield, 2.5 southwest of St. Louis.
How far is it door to door from your house in Lebanon to here at the lake?
From my house in Lebanon, 42 minutes door
that's
to
nice.
door.
That's nice.
Yeah, and that's if I'm at my house. But if I'm in the middle of Lebanon doing stuff, it's more like 32 minutes. So it's sweet and easy.
So you live here right across the channel from Captain Ron's. So Hurricane Deck Bridge is to the right here?
Left.
Okay, well,
Yep.
we're on that side of Hurricane Deck.
Yep.
And why'd you choose this area of the lake to live?
Because it was one turn off of 5 to get to our cabin. No crazy lake roads, no back roads, no have to go to Osage Beach. We can come straight north on 5 and we're here.
Yeah. Although it is back road to get to your house.
Well,
Where's there's no paved road.
it's one gravel road off of 5, and it's the first house off that gravel, the second house. But
So you're close to like woods, and you're close to a lot of stuff. Actually.
Woods and Tres Hombres, probably one of my favorite places to eat down here.
Really?
It's always funny. I describe Tres Hombres as a Mexican Cracker Barrel. It's like not really Mexican food, but they treat you like you've been there forever, and it's just down home, cheesy Ozark goodness. But it's a Mexican joint, so it's a little different.
I love it.
I've been going there for years.
You know what else is good? Right up the street, so we're in Sunrise Beach, is Upstream.
Upstream fish, yeah.
You're right by Upstream Fish Company, which we did an interview on. Some of the best seafood, I would say the best seafood at the lake. But it's not a restaurant. It's a place you go get your food to bring it home to cook.
To cook it, yeah. But you can get like pre-made, like they've got lobster po' boys, different things like that. Hush puppies that are ready to go. There's nowhere to eat in there, but grab it and bring it home, and yeah, I like that little place.
Well, since we're on that topic, let's just go ahead and ask you the question I always ask the locals, which is, so what is your go-to or your favorite restaurant that is on the lake?
Fishing Cove.
Really?
31 mile marker.
Okay, yeah. In Lynn Creek Cove?
Yep, in Lynn Creek Cove. The coolest part, and I think...
Why Fishing Cove? Fishing Cove's been around forever.
So two things. One, it's the first and easiest accessible water bar from Lebanon. So if I'm not coming down and I want to be by the water, by car, I can get there. Second, it's like I don't want to call it a dive bar, but it's like a dive bar on the water. But the beauty of Fishing Cove to me is there's every demographic, and I don't think the lake gets the credit it deserves for that. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's as popular as it is because literally every type of person, demographic, job, blue collar, white collar, self-employed, you name it, they're here. And I think the fish kind of gives that vibe off, where it's not, you know, it doesn't, if you come in, we're on Real Naughty and it's a 22-foot shrimping boat from the Gulf of Mexico. but you don't
That's
get
awesome.
swamped by the big boats, but there's big boats there, but everybody's just
Yeah.
friendly and
Yeah.
cool. It's kind of like a Cheers on the water.
Okay, so what would be your second favorite? You gotta pick a second one.
Bare Bottom for the fireworks at night on Saturdays.
Huh. Yeah, well, you know what? You are not too far from there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's 38-mile marker.
Yeah.
So, and it's a safe ride with my family at night when it's dark.
Yeah.
So it's simple and easy to get to, but they got the slides and stuff. So if we're, you know, wanting to do that or bring a group of friends or something, and it's a good way. I think again, the best part about those two places is that it's true Ozark kind of lifestyle, but you don't have to go into the city of the lake to get it. You know, you can be over here on the upper mile markers and kind of check things out. And they're both easy for me to get to by jet ski too. So if I don't want to take the boat out, I can run over there.
All right, you already mentioned a restaurant off water, which was the Mexican place. What was it
Tres
called?
Hombres.
Tres Hombres. Give me a second one. What's your second favorite restaurant off the water?
Off water, probably have to go Papo's in Osage Beach, who they're getting ready to open a Camden location.
Oh, pizza.
Pizza,
Yeah.
because they got the best lunch special at the lake. It's $10.99 or $9.99 or $10.99 for a personal pizza and a really good salad. So that's always easy.
Their pizzas are incredible.
And then I got to throw Baxter's in there,
Yes.
Corey and the crew at Baxter's, but I don't always want, like, you know.
Fine dining.
Yeah, and then a second throw in there would be 32 Reserve, because they got good cocktails.
Where's that at?
Backwater Jack's Cove, behind.
But not on the water.
It's on the water, yeah.
Oh, it's on the water. Okay.
It's on the water, but it's also off water. It's kind of a perfect blend of urban.
And it's called what?
1932 Reserve.
1932 Reserve. Gosh, I've never been there.
Yeah, it's really cool. They do a lot of like farm to table, high end stuff, but it's not like high end. It's just above, like similar to a Baxter's, but maybe a little bit more gourmet than Baxter's would be, but both equally good. And their cocktails they have a lot of high end whiskeys and that sort of thing, suburban. Yeah.
So we are out here on a random Tuesday in September, and I see actually a handful of boats. I mean, I've seen a couple pontoons. Of course, you see bass boats.
Yeah.
You know, being only 40 minutes away, how often do you get down here?
To stay and get on the water in the summer as much as my wife will let me. So 2 or 3 days a week minimum, where I'll just come down and, like I said, jump on the jet ski, go grab a drink, or come out and play around in the main channel. But it really just depends on work schedule. Clients are down here, like got another client that are in from Wisconsin. So tomorrow we're looking at houses all over the lake, condos specifically actually. So I'm down here, you know. I go into a bit of a seasonal depression when fall hits. I'm not much
you and everybody else.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a really cool. I try to sometimes go back. If you're on land, Sellers Road is just before my road, and there's a really cool cove back there where I kind of call it Jet Ski Cove. It's not no wake, so you can go back there and play around.
Just rip it up.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of homes back there?
Oh yeah, it's very Florida-like. So like a lot of wide, like ranch style with kind of lanais and different things,
Really?
but it's kind of on a canal. So it's a little bit different than what you get on the other parts of the lake. All the lots are really flat. So it's
this is like about 36 mile marker, 35?
Yeah, it's right up to 30. I'd call it the 35.
On the sunrise side, so on the west side.
Okay. West side, yep. Yeah. So I hang out there a lot. We do a lot of fireworks at Captain Ron's every year. We go to that.
I mean, you could just sit on your deck probably and watch them.
You can. You can also stand on the front of your boat and rip your toenail off because you got to get the anchor out of the water, but we won't talk about that. That was a night. I'm still recovering from that.
Let's hear the story now. And now you can't tease it and not tell it.
So we went to Captain Ron's for the 4th of July fireworks, and I've told you, but my family is not. We'll go on boat rides, but we're not real big like all day boaters, and so we got our dogs, we got our paddleboard, we got our Maui mat out, we got everything out. We were anchored out in the top of the mouth of the cove, and apparently we were not in the right spot. So I had to get all the dogs back in. I had to get the paddleboard back in to move. And when I went to get the anchor, I didn't pay attention to the cleat that the anchor was tied on, and I ripped my big toe.
Oh God!
Nail. Yeah, there's blood all over. So yeah, that was a good night. But yeah, we do. Like I said, we go up to your area a lot, up in the
Big Niagara. The Niagara was quiet.
Quiet. We didn't mention it, but we're close to the cave. I like going there.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. It's fun to be able to come down, on a Thursday afternoon and hit a happy hour, but bring the kids and enjoy that side of it, and then let the tourists and the other folks have fun on the weekends.
Yep.
We'll just sit back in our cove and swim off the dock.
Last question. We're on a shrimp boat.
Yes.
I mean, I talk about the boats, the Lake of the Ozarks, and you talk about the 50 and 60 foot, cruisers and the go fast boats that are going 100 miles an hour down the lake, and the pontoons or tri-toons with two 450 racing motors on it, and wakeboard boats. I mean, just money coming out of people's ears. And then I get on a shrimp boat. I mean, literally, there's everything here. Do you go? You fish off this? You
could.
We don't.
We don't. We the point of this boat was to be different, and I think I think we passed the test. I think I understood the assignment because we constantly see people. I've been told I look like a water patrol. I've been told I look like Forrest Gump. I've been told name it, and it probably because again we put a shrimp right on the gunnel side, and so we get a little attention from it. So it's kind of fun, and it's a good conversation starter. I get to tell people what I do. It's like owning a chopper and just being fun to go from bar to bar or restaurant or cruise real quick. Evening time, it's great, but I don't go much past the four corners because it's a bit of a rough ride.
What's the top speed?
We did 43 last Friday when we were out. We went from the 49 mile marker to the 7 mile marker.
How many horsepower is that motor?
250.
Yeah, where's that motor back there? I'll do a little B-roll as well.
Brand new 700 or 250 horsepower Suzuki. So yeah,
it's a beaut. It's a beaut. What's the length?
I should know. I think it's 20. It's like between 21 or 24. So I call it like 22.
Well, let's go get the tape measure out. Just do it.
We probably do it with our hands, do it with our shoes. No, it's a fun boat. And like I said, we have fun on it, and it's not the boat you want to take, your whole crew, but my wife and my girls, and we can go and have a little fun and get where we need to go and enjoy it. We just have to be strategic when we use it.
Yeah. So do you sell more real estate here at the lake or at home in London?
About probably 50-50, give or take. It just depends. I've got some investors I work with down here, really kind of branching down into that short-term rental opportunities. But in Lebanon, I work with more first-time home buyers and I listings, that sort of thing there. So here's a little bit more of that second home networking opportunities because we've been able to make a name for ourselves within the real estate industry. We get referrals down here a lot. So.
Love it. I love it. So what's your advice for somebody who is considering buying down the Lake of the Ozarks, but they're a little bit skittish or scared of A, interest rates, and B, just the cost? I mean, the homes, real estate's tripled down here in the last few years. So somebody who's thinking to themselves, I'm just going to wait, what would you say to that person?
Well, I would say that, this area is still growing. This area doesn't fit the norms. So what you're used to everywhere else, like, interest rates are high, prices are going to flatten out or drop. I don't think they are here. I think our infrastructure's, we're getting more and more amenities, more full-time aspects, high-speed internet, getting more and more places. Property taxes are so low relative to other waterfront areas of the country. While we have seen some growth and some rise in prices, I still think we haven't hit I think we're still relatively affordable. Yeah. And partner that with the fact of, nice grocery stores within 10 minutes of everywhere you're at, low property taxes, I still think you're going to see some more migration. Companies are changing. Companies are allowing more and more remote things. We're seeing different types of developments. Yeah. We're seeing all sorts of stuff. So I think to answer that question, I still think it's a good time because I think we haven't really peaked yet.
Yeah.
And I think we're still a while from it.
I was gonna say, it's almost scary to think about how much this place could still grow. And there's still so much untapped land. Everybody talks about how crowded it is, but there's so much untapped land. This lake is so ginormous.
Right,
And
like you look over there,
yeah.
I mean, undeveloped, you've got,
looking straight ahead of us too.
we got this point here. When we go to 38 Special, across from it, it's all undeveloped. So, and then I don't know, it's different too. And like I said, with the growth, you know, you look at Osage Beach as like the downtown. You know, that's your downtown proper. And then you move out into the areas, Camdenton, Sunrise Beach. Camdenton's getting more and more full-time amenities, different things. You've got grocery stores strategically placed. You've got Lori that's just bursting at the seams, ready to rock and roll. They've added some things and gotten more stuff to do. So
it's not just Osage and Lake Ozark anymore.
Right.
Sunrise has grown quite a bit. Camdenton's booming. Lori's gonna about ready to.
Eldon jobs are coming in.
Really?
I think we're in a good way. Even Lebanon is a good spot to be close to the lake. I mean, I talk all the time about being able to jump in my car and be here in 40 minutes, but you could live there's manufacturing jobs and all sorts of stuff going on in Lebanon. So you could live at Camdenton, live on the water and go work in Lebanon, or get a condo or something like that. So it just really depends, but I still think we're ripe and we're still growing.
Opportunity is now.
I think so.
Is the answer.
I mean, I think you've got to have a plan. It may make sense for some folks, and it may be a terrible idea for others. But I think if you look at what your options are and have a plan in place, I think it's still a good thing. And I think you're still going to have to see some equity right from the jump, because I think we're just still getting all the things that are going to help it long term.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Well, let's give this thing some gas and go check out 38 Special. Thanks,
all right. Yeah. Thank you.